Now, the business of love might just be recession-proof. Blue Label Life. It's a matchmaking service teaming up individuals in the professional services. It boasts a success rate of more than 90%. Surprise, surprise, the business is growing, putting on more staff despite the downturn. Let's get more on this with director Samantha Jayne with me in the studio. Nice to have you with us, Samantha. What is fueling the rise? We kind of hear that people are watching their back pockets. Cost-wise, how do you get into this? What do you have to pay?
You're going straight to the money. Well, basically...
Show me the money.
Show you the money.
Yeah.
Well, what's basically fueling people is that they're just reassessing their values. It's more about, you know, they're fundamentally what's important to life, what's important in life. So yeah.
All right, you're avoiding studiously the dollar question, but I mean, is this, we're talking not so much high net worth individuals, but this is a professional quote-unquote service. So it would come with presumably a professional price tag.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if you really need to know the figure, I'm happy to share that with you. Look, a 12-month membership will give you a compatibility test, time with a stylist, fitness coach, and your professional matchmaking at around $1,500.
So the time of the stylist, because you're targeting, as you say here, attractive people to begin with. Do they need the stylist?
Some people do, others don't.
How do you define attractive?
Attractive, well, we're all different. We all come from different walks of life, and the beautiful thing about human beings is everyone defines attractive as differently. So if someone's happy with the way they look, not everyone utilises the stylist.
But you would accept anyone who applies. Is that what you're saying, or you would employ a screening process to, to standardise the client base?
There's certainly a screening process. If we feel that you don't match our calibre, we don't have anyone that would match you, we certainly would not accept anyone.
We said at the top, money came in very quickly into this conversation. This comes also into play a la your compatibility test. This is a unique part of the program where you can effectively match people by dint of doing, a 30-question survey. I was just curious to know, what are some of those aspects that are typically tearing couples apart and determining that they're not compatible?
Dr. Glenn Wilson, who devised the compatibility test, actually saw hundreds of couples, and the main factors after the honeymoon period is over were things like money. If you don't have similar views on money, you tend to fight constantly about spending habits, about where you live, what is saved, things like family, whether you'd like to have a family, whether, how often you see your family, lifestyle, whether you're an introvert, extrovert, whether you like to hit the party scene or you're more of a homebody, exercise.
And you're of the belief that most of those are things that we can't change, or is there room for manoeuvre? Would you rule two couples out simply because, 7 out of the, 12, they weren't compatible over?
I wouldn't recommend the couple actually get together, but I'd make them aware of their differences. And if you are aware of your differences, you can work on them, if that's what you want to do. So it's all about setting boundaries, looking at the 80-20 rule. You're never going to find anyone that ticks all the boxes, but for instance, it may be something like cleaning. One of you might be neat, the other one might be super messy, so you might be able to work on that.
Tell me about sort of the growth story, because this has been now running for 3 years?
Yes, 3.5 years.
How have you got the message out? Because you've said also this is for people who aren't necessarily into the online method of meeting people, but it is, at the end of the day, another online tool here. I mean, you go through your website to sort of start the whole process rolling. How does that work?
It is an online tool, however, we're very personalised, so you actually have a third person that represents you. So a lot of people that haven't had success with online dating, they tend to come to us and with their frustrations, and we work with them. People that are time poor, people who are wanting to have a family or get involved into a long-term relationships, people that are starting second time round. So the message with Blue Label Life tends to be spread through word of mouth, that is our main growth factor.
You're also basing, or boasting at least, a 92% marriage success rate. Now, marriage is all well and good, but what about the divorce rate after that? When does your commitment end to these couples, or your interest? So long as their membership runs?
Well, we have an ongoing interest. So we always like to touch base and see how things are progressing, whether children have come onto the cards, how their relationship is progressing. So we constantly like to keep in touch. Most of the couples that we do get together end up staying together simply because of their strong bond and values, and they become best friends rather than going an opposite way. What
is the compelling, would you say, sort of point of difference between this and the competition that you're offering? Is it the IQ test? Is it, what is it?
It certainly is the CQ test, and it's also the relationship that we build with our clients. I mean, they're not just a number. We really take into account what it is that they're looking for and present them with that. And they do actually have quite an active role in the whole process.
Samantha Jayne, Blue Label Life, many thanks. Good luck.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. I just want to tell you, as we come up to trading day opening in just a few moments' time, the SPI futures have gone negative, now down 13 points, 0.3%. So we're looking at a weaker open. Details, numbers, and